Hey everyone, welcome to another update video. I hope you all are doing well. This past February was a busy month for us, so we're excited to tell you all that's gone on.
For ESL, even though we've had some cold days here, we've still had our students coming, and it's just been a sweet time of getting to know our students and getting to continue to build those relationships. And so this month, we've been learning about B and P words and how to differentiate between ban and pan and battle and paddle and all those different things, and also learning about long and short I words like win and wine and I can't remember, but we've been able to just learn a lot with our students. On Valentine's Day, it was on a Wednesday this year, and so we got to give our students a little Valentine, little conversation hearts, and that day also got to share with them why we love. And as 1 John 4 says, we love because he first loved us, and talked about Romans 5:8. God demonstrates his love for us in this, that Christ, while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. And so got to point them, use that opportunity to point them to God the Father and his great love for us. And so it's been really cool to refocus and to have more of an emphasis on prayer. And even we had winter break this past February, and so that week encouraging our leaders to pray for our students, to specifically pray for gospel conversations and for our students' hearts to be softened. And it's been cool to be able to see God bring that about, and so we'll continue praying for that.
On to kids ministry. Everything's been pretty normal with our kids ministry on Sundays. It's been a blast to be back with them. The past couple units of our curriculum, we have a memory verse for our kids, and the past two have just been a little tough. The verse we're currently on is Exodus 34 verses 6 and 7, and there's a lot of big words. They're long verses, and so it's been kind of disheartening for our kids because they look at it and like, oh, there's no way I'm going to memorize it. And so we came up with a way to encourage them to where at the end of this month, if there are 5 individual kids that can say the memory verse from memory, they get to throw a pie in my face on Easter Sunday. And so we told them that yesterday, and they were so excited, which is just so cool to see them excited about that. But then also with that, we want to encourage parents to get involved as well. Because if the kids are trying to learn and the parents are trying to learn, they're going to learn together. And they're both in the Word. And so we also said that if 5 parents can say the verse from memory, they get to throw a pie in our Pastor Jordan's face, which got even more excitement. And so we're just pumped for that. I'm going to get a pie in the face, whether or not it happens. But it was just cool to see their excitement and to see them really take it seriously, to read God's Word and memorize it. And so encouragement to you, if a 6 and 7-year-old can do it, you can do it too. So we're just excited to see them strive to learn these verses, and for our parents to get involved, to be in the Word and study with their kids. And I'm just pumped to see how kids ministry is going to continue to grow and what God's going to do with it. With our teen ministry this past month, we've been able to have multiple interactions with our students, and one of those was actually in the high school. We were invited one day this past month to come in and pass out cookies to faculty and teachers and students, and it was cool because there were teachers who were pointing out that we were with the church and that these cookies came from the church, and being able to build relationships and friendships in the community, and to see the favor that God's given has been really, really cool. And to see a lot of our students that we know be excited and say hi to us was really sweet. With our teen study hall and Bible study, we've continued to see students come and be a part of that. And there's just been multiple occasions where both of us, or each of us individually, get to talk with our students just about the stuff going on in their life, and get to answer questions about the Catholic sacraments and do they save you, or the importance of waiting until marriage and why God designs it that way, or different questions like that where we get the opportunity to speak truth into these students' lives. And it's just exciting to see the relationships that have been built, and one that is just fun to get to play games, to talk with them, to goof off with them, to be a part of their lives has just been a blessing. And so it's just cool to see what God has done already, and we continue praying for our students that we have more conversations with them, and that they will come to know the Lord, and that we will have opportunities to disciple them as well.
So Super Bowl Sunday was another big day at Everlasting Church. So we had both of our services, and then after this kids service, we did our annual Super Bowl of Love, which is our couples lunch. And so we got to provide lunch, really delicious Italian food, and get to hang out together as couples, and then be encouraged to pursue the Lord in your relationship with Him. And also just a time to reconnect. And so that was a sweet time to be able to celebrate love in a godly manner. And then after that, we as a church were able to host our first funeral, which is not necessarily a fun thing that you want to be able to do, but it was a really cool opportunity for our church to step up and to provide flowers and to provide food and to make the community center look nice, and be able to support this lady in our church that lost her loved one. And it was just a really cool testament to the church, and also 30 people that probably wouldn't have never stepped foot in a church were there, and they got to hear the good news about Christ. And so that was just a really cool opportunity. And so even though that was a long day, it was a very fruitful day in that regard. On February 18th, we got to baptize 2 people, and so that was always an exciting thing for our church, and we have more people lined up for baptism hopefully towards the summer, and so it'll just continue to be exciting just to see how our church is growing.
On to some upcoming ministry here in the next couple weeks. We're going to be starting our super small groups back up. We're hoping to have about 8 individual groups meeting together, women's groups and men's groups, and so it's excited. We're excited to see that grow and to see leadership get built up and people personally and individually pursue the Lord in their lives. At the end of this month, on Easter Sunday, we're going to have a big Easter service where we get pies in the face and we get to invite families and people to come be a part of that. The day before that, on the 30th, we're having a Easter egg hunt in the park. Kind of like we've done in the past years. We're going to try to get about 2,500 eggs. Go put them out that morning and around noon. Whatever families are there, whatever kids are there, we'll let them go and get eggs. And it's just an opportunity to love the community and get to know families and invite them to come to church. With that, since Easter Sunday falls on the last Sunday of the month, that is typically when we do our blessing bag giveaway. But we're going to move that a week forward. So instead of the last Sunday of the month, we're going to have our blessing bag giveaway on March 24th. So if you guys, for those of you who help donate, who buy things and provide for that, just a heads up for you that we're doing it a week earlier. And it's just something that God continues to bless, and we get to see more and more people come back and get to see new faces. And even this past Sunday, there were 2 older Albanian men. I don't know if you saw them. They came to the first service. I don't know if they thought we were giving out food that day or not, but they came. They know our church, they know who we are, and they came back and they got to hear the gospel again. So it's just cool to see God provide for us. So that's just a heads up for you guys, and just letting you know the things that are going on this month.
And so with all that being said, here are a few prayer requests. Continue to pray for ESL and the relationships and for their hearts to be softened to the gospel. With our kids ministry, we're just praying the same thing, that our parents and our kids would come to know the Lord, and we're continuing to pray for just help in that ministry as well. For our teen ministry, I'm praying for salvations each week, that a student would come and be saved, and for those relationships that we've gotten to have with specific students, that they would continue to grow. And also for the parents' hearts. Some parents don't feel comfortable with their kids staying for Bible study, and so I'm praying that their hearts would be changed as well. You can be praying for our small groups. This is just a great opportunity for our church to be discipled and to see just the need to be a disciple and to disciple other people. And so I'm just praying that God continues to build His church through super small groups. And then lastly, just Ben and I, we've been able to make a lot of connections here in the neighborhood. And so we're just praying that God would continue to provide gospel conversations as we're out and about, whether that's at the laundromat or the gym or the elote stand, anywhere that we're at, that God would just continue to provide those opportunities, and that we'd be faithful to walk into it, even if it's a guy that lost his drone in a tree and we're trying to help him get it down.
Yeah.
Like there's opportunities even in that. And so you just pray with us and how to bridge that gap between acquaintance and then actually being able to go out and to build that relationship deeper with them.
Thank you guys so much for watching. It's just been so cool to see what God is doing and what He allows us to be a part of and how He's provided for us and for our church. And so we're so thankful for you guys. Thank you for every month praying for us, for our different ministries, for our parents, our kids, our students, our church members. Thank you so much for doing that. For those of you that support us financially, thank you. As always, we would not be able to be here if it was not for you and for your willingness to provide for us, to trust the Lord, to give back to Him, to trust us with that. And so we thank you so much for your favor and your kindness towards us. And so we are excited to see what God continues to do. Spring is coming. The weather is changing. People are out and about. This is a good time of year just to continue to meet people. And so we're excited to see the seeds that get to be planted and what God does with the growth. So thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for praying. And with that being said,
We're going to shut up now. You got to put some sass into it.